Hello! So today I'm going to show you how to use data validation in Google Sheets. So this is a cool feature that I really enjoy using from time to time. So for example, data validation, how it is used. If you have created a survey and you want people to select certain products from your form, you don't want to have like spelling mistakes in there. So imagine you send it to thousands of people and you don't want those people to like just manually enter data into the form, so you give them an option or options rather of products to choose from. So this is going to straight away eliminate the risk of mistakes, of like spelling mistakes of the products, or just like a random products being added to the list, that sort of thing. So data validation does all that. It just provides guidance and clarity. It just informs users like what data is expected in the cell. So for example, if you're asking people to enter a number 1 to 10, or to choose a number from 1 to 10, users cannot input their number, which is like zero point 0.5 or 10.6 or whatever it is. They'll just have 1 to 10 they can choose from, that sort of thing. If they try to do anything else outside, they'll just give an error, say, hey, the number you're choosing is not does not conform to like this form, so choose the correct number please, which is been like provided for you, that sort of thing. That's really cool about it. So yeah, it just maintains consistency. As we say, like when users are just doing, multiple users use the form, it just maintains that consistency across the form basically, because we know we've given them the specific variables we want them to choose from. So that's really cool. But anyways, enough yapping about, let's get into it. So I'm going to walk through an example here using my fictitious company called Peak Runners. So I have the names of my employees and their gender and their ages. So I want to find out the departments where they belong to. I haven't figured out yet. I haven't really categorized them. So we could actually just go in and just start typing sales, marketing, R&D. But this is time consuming, because if my company grows, I don't want to be keep on typing every time. That's just so much time consuming. So you say, okay, cool. Thankfully, there's data validation. So data validation, how does it work? Or how do I actually access it? So there's a number of ways to access it. So I'm just going to show you how to access it, and I will just use one example that I'm going to walk through. So there's you can access data validation through just right click and going through clicking data and go through the data validation, or you could select the range. Then we could say, okay, drop down, and it will ask you to like choose your range, or then criteria type. So it's going to say drop down from a range. There's so many you can choose from, but for the context of this video, we're going to say drop down. Then I'll just show you one example. Say R&D. Then we're going to say marketing. Say sales. So let's use those for now, and that's it. So here, when your users come in, they'll be able to choose, okay, R&D, marketing, sales, and so forth. So that's fantastic. We know it works. They got something to choose from. That's fantastic. But what if I was clever enough, or I've thought about it before already? So I've written a list of the departments that I want to use. So I said, okay, well, that's actually quite simple. Let's dig out our list of users of departments that we have in place. So we could say, okay, let's just edit it here and say departments, DPT. So in here we're going to have marketing, and we're going to have R&D. It will make sense in a second. Sales, finance, and HR. Right. So we've selected this already, so we know, okay, we've got the data, but that was a bit of a lengthy process, like setting that up. So our HR manager is kind enough to create departments for us. So we're gonna remove this so we can start afresh. So we just say remove, and that's it. So we know where to go. So if you go to, we're gonna go for data validation, and it's gonna say okay, add a rule, and it's gonna say same stuff. Okay, what range do you want to apply those rules? It's gonna be D4 to D9, but you can have a longer list. So if you want to go crazy, you can go as long as you want it. Then the criteria here, we've seen the criteria that we have. So this time we're gonna say drop down from a range, because we've created a range, so that's good. So say okay, that's cool, let's go with that. Then here it's going to say like okay, select a range for the data that the data range, where is it coming from. So it's on a different tab, and we're just going to select, and we're going to leave an empty one just in case we want to expand our list. And voila. So as you can see, instantaneously it populates the list. So we click done, and now when we go back, it's going to have all the data that we populated. So that's really cool. So oh, that's nice. That's just really, really cool. And it just, users are going crazy, they're just populating it. But you say like, okay, well, this is really cool, but we don't seem to know who's responsible for looking after our people. We just want like a social club, we want like people team. So it's like, well, Mike is really cool actually as a people person, so let's just give him a new role. But it doesn't exist here. In market, there's no people department. So we go back to our department here, and we're going to say people. Then that's it. So when we go back to our list, because when we select our range, we added like the extra space to populate new additional departments as they come in here it picks that up already. So we go like, okay, Mike is the people person, he's our guy, that sort of thing. So again, that's nice. We know we can extend, we can expand, we can remove, we can edit, we can name it anything we want. So what if we say like, okay, well, people don't like saying HR, they like to say human resources. So you come in here, you want to just change that to human resources. What happens? It's going to say, no, I don't like that. So why? Well, because we don't have human resources on our list. So choose from what you've been given. So that's where the power of data validation comes in. It just stops people from making mistakes. So this is something you can use if you want to work with data that you don't want to be altered. You just want to be the sole contributor to that, so like updating the data, that sort of thing. So if people give complaints like, hey, we don't like HR to be called HR, we would like to be called human resources. Okay, we can come in here, then we can update it. Say, okay, that's fine. Create your concerns. So when you come in here now, here it's going to say like, oh, that's an invalid input because we've updated it. So we just say, it's fine. We change it to human resources, and voila, we now have human resources instead of HR. So that's really cool. You see like how quite reactive it is and responsive it is. It just tells people like, okay, this is not working, use it this way. But you may be wondering, well, what if I want to encourage users to like just update it as they go? Which I don't see why you would do that, but hey, it is what it is. So if you come up in the advanced options, there are further options. Say like just show a warning rather than reject the input. So if you say show warning, it will work as follows. So if you say cells, you can just say yeah, just say cell. So it won't decline it. It will just say, okay, there's this something quite fishy there, but it will just accept it and go with it. But we don't want that. We just want to keep cells, and we're gonna go back and just change it. Say nope, reject anything that doesn't conform to what we've entered into the list of departments. Simple as that. So we've done that. That's good. So now we're going to say, like, okay, what are these random little circles there? So these are just basically a way to tag like the input. So if you just want to jazz it up a little bit, and if you want to just make it stand out a little bit, so you're going to say marketing is going to be the light green, finance is going to be something orangey. Then we're going to say like, okay, what are the, say sales? Like, okay, let's give them red. R&D is blue. Then we're gonna have people team. We're gonna give them darker blue. In fact, let's just change these up. Then we're going to say human resources, going to be like turquoisey or purple, that sort of thing. So yeah, it just kind of like makes it fun just to work with it. But again, know your audience, like who you tailor things to. So just make sure you're just using it with a bit of knowledge of your end users if they're going to like such a thing. But personally, it just stands out, just makes it more user friendly and fun and interactive to work with. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. This is just a tool I really enjoy using. It's something that really helps me out, just maintain that data integrity and just data quality, and gives me that peace of mind when I'm doing some data analysis, because I know the data is going to be clean. I'm the one who entered these variables, so not a lot of mistakes are going to be coming in because you got that control mechanism in place. If you've enjoyed this video, just make sure you like and make sure you comment if there's something that really stands out or something that you really would like to see this feature perform. Just give us a comment and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.